I'm curious, and this is as much a question for Mr. Harris as it is for you, but I've lost my opportunity with him. What do you think Congress currently understands about Puerto Rico's immunity? Because usually clear statement rules operate against a backdrop of congressional understanding of what it needs to be clear about. And the clear statement rule of you have to be clear about abrogation. If Congress doesn't think Puerto Rico has immunity, why would it think that abrogation is even in the picture? So is there evidence about what Congress understands about sovereign immunity that would enable us to read this statute better?
I think the best and perhaps only evidence is the text of the Federal Relations Act, which actually recurs. There's similar language for some other territories, which is that there was some need to say that the generally applicable federal laws have the same force and effect in the states as they do in Puerto Rico, which suggests that Congress may have thought that there was some reason to think that, for instance, there should be a reciprocity if states have immunity, give that same statutory benefit to Puerto Rico. Again, that would sort of seem to suggest Congress understands that Puerto Rico would not have that immunity of its own force. I mean, I think the other indication is Congress seems to understand that the 11th Amendment is in fact just for states, because Congress, when it is doing the super clear types of abrogation that the other side seems to embrace, says that states shall not be immune under the 11th Amendment. It's not talking about territories. Now, that does create some oddities, I think, under their view, because I'm not sure if you had a clear statement rule for territories, like how that language would then abrogate for territories, which will create some sort of oddities for federal statutes. But that's all we have. And I think the fact that Congress does not seem to be operating on a baseline of sovereign immunity is reflective of this court's cases, which have never said that in federal court, Puerto Rico in fact enjoys this immunity. They are at best very muddy, and muddied yet further by the fact that federal courts were directly reviewing decisions of Puerto Rico courts and other territorial courts on territorial claims like well into the 20th century.